Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Um I really I for me for me not to have words to describe what I am going to show you, I'm at a loss. Okay? Uh y- you make your own opinions, okay? Like I've said before, you do your own research, you make your own opinions, you do you, okay? Because I am it's that bad, okay? First thing is first, what is going on at 1111 Constitution Avenue? Okay, this video I'm going to show you, you're going to see sandbags that are literally, I'm only 5'3", so these things would probably come up to my waist. Okay, stacked. For what? Are you expecting a flood? Huh? Because why?
So I am here at the IRS building here in DC, and I just want to give you a quick look here. It was reported on social media that Doge apparently came here yesterday. Now obviously I was not here yesterday, so I cannot say either way. Now I have seen where investigations have taken place at the buildings. And the buildings were very well secured. Police, Department of Protective Services, black SUVs, you name it. What I can tell you is that there's nothing of the sort here this morning. But here's what it still looks like. We still have all the sandbags. Okay, so you can see where there's a wall there and then sandbags above it. And it's about up to close to being to my hip, and at my hips and further in certain places. And that does go all the way around the building. Oops, sorry. At all of the, grates and that sort of thing. And I'll show you over here real quick. Now this building has been like a ghost town for the past 4 years. You rarely see anyone. You rarely see the shades, anything. But let me show you here too. And you can see it goes all along the side of the building, and it goes on the other side and along the whole front as well. And it was confirmed to me that they have had flooding at this building, which, I've really questioned that flooding, because as you can see, there's like a cement ledge that comes up about 18 inches, and then it has the sandbags up on top. So where was the flooding? On the inside, in the basement of the building? It would have had to have been, because there's no way that the flooding could have been on the outside and had managed to get over into the grates here, right? So these sandbags have been here for 4 years, as long as I've been here. And obviously they're still like that. So you can see, all of the blinds are closed. Oops, I'm gonna fall. And it's been like this for 4 years since I've been coming here. So I believe that all the information, this is the next on the hit list. It's just my personal opinion, honestly, that all of this has been done over the past 4 years, which is why they've kept all of, everybody working at home, and it's just now being revealed. So we'll see what they come out with this now, and the corruption from this building. And I'm sure it's going to be mind-blowing for everyone. So this is what it looks like today, okay, guys? And you can see up along there as well, all those sandbags. All right, so I'll keep an eye on it.
Now, do you know who Jennifer Garner is? She used to be married to Ben Affleck before he got married to J-Lo. I know. Um, anyway, I guess she did a thing where she read a book called, and when I say this title, you're going to be like, oh, no, she didn't. But yes, she did. It's called The Secret Pizza Party. Yeah. To a bunch of nuggets. And I'm like, that's sick.
It's called Secret Pizza Party. Then you're going to love this book. Here's Sebastian. Look. The end.
So here's something, I don't know if you guys are aware, okay? When executive orders are put into place, okay? If you follow politics and stuff like that, then you'll understand. So all of the executive orders that have been put into place, here's something that will explain to you I guess who, what, when, where, and how. Okay?
Would you like to see all the executive orders that have been put into place to take over our nation, to have complete control over us, to take away our rights, round us up, and put us where they want us? Here we go. Executive Order 10990 allows the government to take over all modes of transportation and control of all highways and seaports. Executive Order 10995 allows the government to seize and control the communication media. Executive Order 10997 allows the government to take over all electrical power, gas, petroleum, fuels, and minerals. Executive Order 10998 allows the government to seize all means of transportation, including personal cars, trucks, or vehicles of any kind, and total control over highways, seaports, and waterways. Executive Order 10999 allows the government to take over all food resources and farms. Executive Order 11000 allows the government to mobilize civilians into work brigades under government supervision. Executive Order 11001 allows the government to take over all health, education, and welfare functions. Executive Order 11002 designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons. Executive Order 11003 allows the government to take over all airports and aircraft, including commercial aircraft. Executive Order 11004 allows the Housing and Finance Authority to relocate communities, build new housing with public funds, designate areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations. Executive Order 11005 allows the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities. Executive Order 11051 specifies the responsibility of the Office of Emergency Planning and gives authorization to put all executive orders into effect in times of increased international tensions and economic or financial crisis. Executive Order 11310 grants authority to the Department of Justice to enforce the plans set out in executive orders, to institute industrial support, to establish judicial and legislative liaison to control all aliens, to operate penal and correctional institutions, and to advise and assist the President. Executive Order 11049 assigns emergency preparedness function to federal department and agencies, consolidating 21 operative executive orders issued over a 15-year period. Executive Order 11921 allows the Federal Emergency Preparedness Agency to develop plans to establish control over the mechanisms of production and distribution of energy sources, wages, salaries, credit, and the flow of money in U.S. financial institution in any undefined national emergency. It also provides that when a state of emergency is declared by the President, Congress cannot review the action for 6 months. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has broad powers in every aspect of the nation. General Frank Salzito, chief of FEMA's Civil Security Division, stated in a 1983 conference that he saw FEMA's role as a new frontier in the protection of individual and governmental leaders from assassination and of civil and military installations, from sabotage and or attack, as well as prevention of dissident groups from gaining access to U.S. opinion or a global audience in times of crisis. FEMA's powers were consolidated by President Carter to incorporate the National Security Act 1947 that allows for strategic relocation of industries, services, government, and other essential economic activities, and to rationalize the requirements for manpower, resources, and production facilities. The 1950 Defense Production Act gives the President sweeping powers over all aspects of the economy. The Act of August 29, 1916, authorizes the security of the Army in time of war to take possession of any transportation system from transporting troops, material, or any other purpose related to the emergency. The International Emergency Economic Powers Act enables the President to seize the property of a foreign country or national. These powers were transferred to FEMA in a sweeping consolidation in 1979.
Now, this last thing, it's one of those things where you're going to be like, yeah, I kind of knew, I kind of had a feeling, or yeah, I've seen a lot of this before. But some of it, I was like, oh, come off it now. This is who you want to call it the other side, the left, the blue, whatever. This is who they really are. Now, some of these clips are older, okay, like from 2016, stuff like that. But it's just to prove a point of the hostility, how volatile. You would never, ever hear a conservative speak like this ever. Like one of the clips that you're going to see, you know that comedian, if you want to call her that, Kathy Griffith, whatever the hell her name is, a redhead. The one that looks like she's a man. Anyway, with holding up the Trump head. And it's like, dude, what gave you the idea that said, that's funny? No. It's weird. And it's sickening. It's not, it turned people's stomachs. It made people think, I mean, you know what I mean? There's nothing hilarious about that. Literally, when I say I have no words, I have no words. And I'm sure a lot of you will say the same thing. You have no damn words to express yourself to say, what the hell am I even looking at? Here. Ciao.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something
about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
That's it right there. Pull it up. I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.